Pasha Paro, YN7, Tarot Files. Let's get it. Alright. Been a minute, but you know these always come at the perfect time. So it's always the perfect day. Alright. We're gonna see what's in the core situation going on. We're gonna get into the past. We'll get some advice for the present. See where it's going. Get a little future talk. All right. Let's see here. All right. So today is the 27th, June 2021, and it is 6:31. Let's see here. Now, of course, whenever you get this, it's the perfect time. Let me get the picture for y'all. And at the core, okay. Give me a second. You know, I always come in and it's never set up. So let's do this. Let's get this up here. Bum, 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 bum. And then get that. All right, 2 seconds. All right, so what you have here is Ace of Cups, right? So with the Ace of Cups, you're gonna have like your emotional situations, relationships, emotion, love, self-love, romantic love, and then the one is actually gonna be like your primal energy, putting out your creativity. You're off to set off something on your own, right? There's something you gotta do, and you gotta do it on your own, right? And looking at this card, it's like that song that like the whole world is in your hands, you know what I mean? So like everything is being drawn to you that you need, right? If you look at it, how it's coming in off the Ace of Cups, and the little tail is coming in and swirling around. Is that your heart at the center there? Is that your heart? Is that just really like a black hole directly to your heart? And is it that you're finally getting what your heart desires on your own? You're finally realizing that you can actually accomplish this yourself, with your creativity, or you do have the idea, or you so that's the start. It's the start of something. You're beginning something, and it really has to do with your heart's desire. So that's what we have for the core. Let's take a look at any past feelings and actions. And I know you guys been hanging with me for a while. I appreciate y'all that have. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. And you know, when I've been doing this for a little while, at least for the general readings, I tend to have the past feelings and past actions as two separate things, right? But I've been noticing how they kind of just, even though we pull in two cards, they kind of just bleed together a lot. So what I'm going to do going forward is condense the past feelings and actions into like one card, and we'll really just get that major vibration of where this is being drawn from. Okay, what started this domino effect? All right, let's get it. Okay, so we got the Four of Cups, and it's in reverse. Yeah, let me get the picture for you. All right, so hold on, I'm coming. Get the picture up here on the screen for you. All right, there you go. So that's the Four of Cups. Let me get a little bigger for you here. All right. So that's the Four of Cups you got there. Okay. And again, so we're back in the cups. We're still talking about emotions. We're still talking about love, relationships, self-love. So, you know, all of this is tied to the heart. It's a water sign, you know, really dealing with your soul, you know, what your heart desires. And see, the Four was like, it's like work, right? So it's all about the work. It's all about fulfillment, but it's upside down, right? And I like this card because to me it's like that fork in the road where you're standing right at the fork and you can literally see, you know what I'm saying, like the grass is greener on the other side. So that picture, but not so much about like the grass itself, just the fact that you can clearly see two separate worlds at the same time, and you're kind of straddling both. And the question is, which way do you want to go? You know what I mean? What is it that you're drawn to the most? And the chances are there's always going to be something that if you go completely to this side, you're going to long for from the other side. If you go completely to this side, you're going to long for on the other side. So you were really torn because, you know, neither side really completed you, right? And I think that's probably what this is coming from, because once you put the work in, you know, the cups are upside down. Although the trees is growing and it's green and everything, you know, all the cups is upside down, right? So are they filling up or are they emptying out? You know what I mean? Is this energy, is like gravity an upward force here, or is it a downward force holding you down? Are you pushed up on top of the next level, the bottom of the next level, or are you, you know, in that case, you would be still at that position, but as your cup's draining, so you gotta get to other sides of this level ceiling, so you can then be on the floor of the next level. It's kind of like a recurring theme I've had in a few readings, and then you'll be at a position where you'll be able to receive more and go up. So in this situation, right, maybe you were straddling the side of this road, right? You were at the ceiling of some level of progress, some progression in your life, and when you were contemplating going left and right, you didn't even consider maybe you need to go up, or what's up from that current point, or in this case, since the card is reversed, we're looking at it upside down, just interpreting the pictures only. Then you would want to go down if you're looking at where you're sitting, right? But it's really up because you're sitting upside down on the ceiling of the level that you just got done on, right? And then that's why you finally get to find out at the core there to the left, go back to the Ace of Cups, your heart's desire. See? Because you don't put the work in that got you to the top of that situation, and to fill up again, you're going to be filling up with the new energy from the next level, the next situation. All right? So let's see what the advice is for the present. Okay, so the Magician popped out. Let me get the picture for you. Hold on a second. So the Magician is let me do this real quick. The Magician, right, is basically you got everything you need in place. Let me get this where I can show you real quick. All right, so here you can see the Magician, right, on the left. Let's see, so here, maybe I can get this a little different for you. Maybe we'll do it like that. Trying new things here. Okay, there you go. So you got the that works. I like that. All right, so you got the Magician there, right? And then you got all the tools you need. If you look at this card, right? If you look at this card, one, you can't see the top of his head. Perfecting this situation here, okay? So the picture in the background, let me give it to you here, because it's an infinity symbol on the top of the head, right? On the top of the hoodie. So in this case, if I put it up here so you can see the actual whole picture, you can see. All right. So right there, right, you can see there's a hoodie and it has an infinity sign, right? So your power is infinite, okay? And if you look at this picture, I'm seeing all four elements, right? You got the earth. It looks like he's sitting on the earth here. And you got wind with the little hand. That's like a motion of the wind moving, and you can see the little stuff in the little foliage in the background. Could be swaying a little bit, but there's definitely some motion of the air. You got fire with that glow behind them, and the water. So you got all the elements, right? And everything you need to make this happen. To go back to the first card at the core, which is the Ace of Cups, to make yourself whole again. So I guess that answers the question of, right, that actually, okay, that makes clear, because what's going to happen with that core, as you can see over here, over here, right, is that, remember we showed the heart, right, coming in and out with that energy. Get this up here. All right, I think I like this. You know, trying something new. Those that know. But yeah, this is different. I think I like it. Let me get this up here for you. So we go back to the core, right? Bam. You got it. That swirl of energy come with that little that little zigzag. That's the give and take of life. You see? Because you had to actually you had to give something. If we go back to the other level, right, the other card, where you're sitting at this level, you had to change something. Yeah, let me do it like this, show you both of them. That's better. All right. So you're at the top of the level, so you had to change something, right? You had to first realize that there was something beyond where you were at, because you were pivoting, looking left and right at a fork in the road, and didn't realize you could hop in your little F1 fighter jet and fly up and go up in the sky, or go up in another level, or in this case go through the ground into which is the ceiling, and go into the next level above, right? So you had to give up some stuff about yourself, like that old level, old ways, old habits. That's gonna come out, that's gonna be extracted, okay? And then replace that, because now you're gonna create space. That goes back to the magician. You see what I mean? Like, everything is present. Elements. All four, we talked about it, right? All four elements is present. But it looks like there's so much empty space there. So you have not only everything you need to create, the infinite power, but you have all the space in the world, because you're on your own fucking level, in your own fucking lane. Right? So that's the give and take. The Ace of Cups at the core is there's a give and take. All right? And you got the Magician in your favor. Right now is the current advice for the present. So let's see where this is going, right? I guess that should say it all right there. It should tell you, but hold on, let's find out. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Okay, and we got the Page of Cups, right? So let me get this on screen for you. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. And share the message with anybody that you know needs to hear. ynet7info@gmail.com if you would like a personal reading. So, here's what we have. And I'll put it up here for you. All right. So the Page of Cups, right? So basically, we're still talking about the Set of Cups. So something really, really big, right, is being changed in your life, right? It's being changed in your life. And it has a lot to do with your emotions, you know? It has a lot to do with what you think about love. It has a lot to do with, and I really think what's a good thing for everybody right now is healing themselves. You see? So you're gonna get some messages, right? It's gonna be some messages that's gonna come to you, and that don't mean it's gonna be like, it could be a text message. It could be you watching a movie or a YouTube video and something said in there, or reading a book and something said in there, and it's going to trigger you. It's going to be something brought to you, right? That's going to take you out of your current time and space. So in the other card, in the past, you were sitting upside down, right? on the ceiling of a current level. And where this is going is you sitting right side up. Is this seaside? Is this seaside? Or is this the sky and those are clouds instead of waves of the level that you just came from? Like, is that your new ceiling? Like, is the sky your new ceiling? That's where this is going. And then now you realize there's levels, right? And since there's been such repair, look at the chest, right? It's got like a resonance or a vibration or a radiation from it. You know what I mean? What's that? Is your heart beating? Like, you got heart now to do the things you want to do? Is that the core, the Ace of Cups? You can set off on your own to do this, right? Is it that you're emitting? Now you got that energy all brought in. You took out the bad habits, changed them, modified yourself, refined everything, and then you replaced it with the right, what you needed to actually make you more buoyant. Maybe now you gonna float it up to this level, right? So that's the radiation of the positive energy coming out now, right? Is that the completion of a process? And then if you look, the pants, right? The pants, they appear to be possibly not the same. So that's definitely not your legs sitting up there. So now you've been made aware, right, of the level that you were trapped in, you were stuck in, you couldn't understand why you were just here. So now you become conscious of the fact that there are other levels above that. So you don't radiate it. Where this is going is you don't radiate it to the next level, right? You see the little hand there, and it's got like the little heart shape. And what's that? What the fuck is that? Like a little atomic nucleus going on there. What's at the nucleus of your heart? There go the heart. Go back to the core. Go back to the core. Go back to the core. Right. So at the nucleus of it all was your heart, right? We said earlier. So is this, in this image, right, of the page, the message is coming in telling you, you know, now that you got to this level, it's showing you how to complete your heart, right? Or it's with your heart in mind. And then you're reaching out to do your part, and there's this other hand, right? That none of this is in the same plane or reality, right? So this is maybe your spirit, side working for you, or something. But you got some outside help here, and it's dealing with it's on an energetic level, whether that's thoughts, whether that's whatever. It's not in a physical, right? Because now you've achieved what you did last time, and maybe now you know the blueprint. That's what it is. So now you see the blueprint. You're starting to see the blueprints of how to create the buoyancy to then rise to other levels beyond this. So basically, where you've come from is you finally decided to do. Well, in the very beginning, at the past, you were stuck at the top of a level, and you felt stagnant, and you didn't like it, and you were looking this way and looking that way, and even though you could see a difference between the two splits between you, you were kind of looking a little bored, with both. If we go back to that image real quick, so you can see, now that I'm refreshing it, there's not much. It's not really an exciting look. And it's a little tattered, So it's almost a boredom, right? So then you finally just find something in your heart, whatever it was, at the core, and then you exchange what's holding you back from achieving your heart's desire, and you replace that with what's the energy that's actually needed to get there. Right? And then Now you reach the level that you wanted to get to, or actually that you didn't even know was possible. You get there, and now you're empowered to go even well beyond that because you know that it exists. You see what I mean? And you see the cup. There's a cup like floating above your head, and there's feet. So the cup of someone else's feet. You see what I mean? So you're kind of not at necessarily the bottom of the other level because you're already approaching the feet of the level above that, right? So you're moving fast, and you got the blueprint there. All right, let's close with some advice for the future. It's a good time. It's a good time, and it's a consistent conversation among all the sections on the channel on YNet7. If you only come here for the tarot, go ahead and explore some of the other sections on the channel on YouTube. This conversation is really in many ways being had right now. When you look at what's going on in life, what's going on in the economy, what's going on in all kinds of stuff. All right, so check out some of the other sections videos. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and let's see what the advice for the future is. It's another cups, which only makes sense considering the running theme of cups throughout this reading, because that definitely should have some sort of advice for the future on that one, right? So in a second here, let me get this on the screen for you. So you got the Six of Cups, right? Let me see one thing real quick. So yeah. So the six, right? The six is desires to bring harmony, right? Truth, justice, and a sense of balance to this environment. So when we look at this card, your relationships are gonna balance, are gonna become your relationships. Okay. So the advice for the future is gonna be: make sure your relationships match your destination that you're going. See, because that's going to be key. You got all the tools, you got everything you need to do it by yourself, and like 6 is 3 times 2, so 2 and it's like the addition of the partner, right? And then 3 is when the celebration kicks off, and just make sure it's the right time to celebrate. So if you look at these cups, right? If you look at this picture, you got the young male and the puppy, and you see a series of bowls placed, and think about that like kind of like the breadcrumbs of Hansel and Gretel to the end here, or to the goal or the destination. So you see, if you're not so figuratively think you're both going to eat out of the same bowl, you know what I'm getting at is that there's pit stops along the way for you guys to feed and fuel as you grow through the journey together. Okay? And so you're in the infancy of this now. Remember, your core is the Ace of Cups. So you're starting something new. So, or a new level, the next level of what you're on. You're taking it to the next level. And if you were wondering why you've had, struggles or situations in the past before, or whatever it was that you felt negatively about, now's the time to not worry about that, and just make sure that you're picking the relationships that are going to accompany you to your destination, and then you're gonna grow old through, not like necessarily in age or physically, but you're going to grow old through the process together. Old, familiar, let's say, and you're going to age and grow through that journey. Okay? The key advice is make sure that the relationships you're choosing now from the start of the new level match the direction you want to go in life. Pasha Paro, YNS7, Tarot 5.